Hey all, welcome back to the Fire and Water Cooking Channel. I'm Darren, and today I'm going to do something a little different. I always say that, but everything I do is always a little different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grind up some of this dry-aged trimmings that I have from that brisket I did a few videos back. I'm going to mix it with some bottom round roast here that I got, and we're going to make a dry-aged meatloaf. So stick with me, I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. The first thing we need to do, since I want to make a meatloaf out of this stuff, is I have to get out the old handy dandy meat grinder and grind this up. I'm not going to add any other fat to this because this was from the brisket that I trimmed, and it does have a pretty good amount of fat in the trimmings here. So I'm not going to add any additional fat. And this is I think I call it a bottom round roast, but it says it's a rump roast. And there's a good fat cap on the other side of this too. So it looks like we're going to have plenty of fat. And I don't really want it, 70-30 or anything like that. So if this turns out to be like 85, 15 or something, that's okay with me. But, all right. First thing I got to do is get this out of the package. Okay, y'all, I'm back. And I'm not going to bore you with me cutting the entire piece of meat up. Just kind of want to show you what I'm going to do. And I'm going to also do this with the trimmings as well. I'm just going to cut me off a slice about half an inch or an inch thick. And then I'm going to put it in strips like this. So I'm just going to cut these up a little bit less or more than about an inch cube. And then we're going to toss them in the bowl. And we're just doing this so we can run it through our grinder with ease. Just don't want too big of a chunk because it puts too much stress on your meat grinder. I'm going to get all this cut up, then I'll show you what I'm going to do with the meat grinder. Alright guys, I got it all cut up, and one thing I am going to do before I run it through the meat grinder is make sure I mix it all up together really well. I don't want just big chunks of dried age meat and then big chunks of regular meat. So I want to make sure I get in there with my hands, I got my gloves on, and mix it all up. Alright guys, I'm using the medium grind on my meat grinder, but also just want to let you know I did about 1.5 pounds of the dry aged beef, and it's about a 3.5 pound rump roast going in there. So it's about 1/3 dry aged and 2/3 regular beef with this setting. So. Alright, I got the meat all ground up, and it came out pretty good. I used the medium grind on the die on the meat grinder. Alright, I got everything ready. Ended up with about a little over 2 pounds of ground beef. I bagged up the rest with burgers. So about a little over 2 pounds of the bottom round roast and dry age. I ended up chopping up about a little over a quarter cup of onion, a little over a quarter cup of green pepper. We're going to toss in there. But one thing, I'm not going to use breadcrumbs today. I watched a video of somebody else on YouTube using potato chips or Doritos for a coating for fried chicken. Well, I'm going to use it instead of breadcrumbs in our meatloaf today. So I'm actually going to take this bag of chips. They're kind of stale anyway, so it's actually putting them to good use. And put them in a bag, and just take my meat cleaver and just chop them up real fine. That's it, guys. You just want them as fine as you can get them. Before you dump them in, make sure you push on them, make sure there's no big chunks. And then you can use any kind you want. These are just regular plain ruffle type. And I'm going to put about 1/2 cup or a little bit more in there. And one of the things, if you are going to use something like this, like potato chips or Doritos, just remember that they're already seasoned with salt. So they're kind of heavy salty. So I'm not going to use a salt-based rub. I'm going to use the Heaven Made Products It's Incredible, because there's not a lot of salt in here. I'm going to use a little over a tablespoon of It's Incredible. I'm kind of eyeballing it. I'm going to dump in my peppers and onions here. Get them in. And then I'm going to take 2 eggs and just break them into the mixture. It's going to help bind this up. And I'm going to take a little bit of ground pepper. About 2 teaspoons full. And since I didn't use any seasoned breadcrumbs, I'm going to put about a little tablespoon of Italian seasoning. I normally would use seasoned Italian breadcrumbs, but that's it. Now I'm going to go ahead and mix this stuff up. Hey guys, I forgot an ingredient, but I don't want to go without it, and I want to make sure you see me putting it in. I forgot about 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire. So I'm going to go and mix this back up. So I'm going to go ahead now, take this out of the bowl and shape it into a loaf. And yes, we are going to sous vide it, believe it or not. And I know some of you guys will ask why. And the reason is, the same as the reason we sous vide anything, is that it's going to allow this to cook to the exact temp that we want it, which I'm going to do 150, about 150. And then it's going to let it help retain its juices and moisture. So it's going to cook it all the way through, so I don't have to worry about whether it's done in the middle or not. I don't have to cook all the juices out of it. And it's going to be done when I want it to be done. So, going to baste it all on there. And then we're going to throw this on the Kamado Joe Classic 2. All right. Well, there you have it, guys. Like I said, this sauce does not have a whole lot of sugars or molasses in it, so it's got more of a tomato and vinegar base, but it's got a nice good color, nice red color to it. Really wish I didn't break that part off, but you know what, that's the part I'm gonna take a taste off of though. You can smell that oak smoke on there, that's for sure. And it does got a little bit of a smoke ring, believe it or not. You can see it's cooked all the way through. You can see the dry aged sprinkled there throughout. Hopefully you can. You can see it's got a little bit of color to it. And that's a pretty good meatloaf. Taste the smoke. Taste a little bit of the dry age in there. My seasonings. The onion. Well, you guys should try this. You know, some people laugh at sous vide meatloaf, but it gets it cooked all the way through. It's really moist. Didn't lose any moisture. So check it out, try it out. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Join our Facebook group, like the Facebook page, and try out sous vide smoked meatloaf, dry aged. See you on the next video. Thanks for watching.